We now know one of the pilots killed in a plane crash at a Dallas air show over the weekend lived and worked in Central Texas.
Kevin Michels had returned to Austin after moving to Colorado and had only been back in the area for a few months. KVUE's Natalie Haddad spoke with Kevin's best friend today. She shares their story.
As much as I think he was one of my best in the world, almost every guy I know said that about him.
Scott Reed says Kevin Michels is more than just a best friend of 21 years to him. Scott calls Kevin his brother.
Sorry.
Kevin, who is passionate about aviation, was on board the B-17 Flying Fortress involved in a mid-air plane crash at an air show in Dallas Saturday afternoon. All 6 people involved in the crash died.
But it wasn't like he was a pilot. He was a member of the crew because he loved it. He was just a historian. He was a historian when it came to airplanes.
53-year-old Kevin grew up in Colorado but moved to Austin in the early 2000s. Nearly 20 years later, Kevin moved back to the Rocky Mountains, but Scott says Kevin's heart led him back to Central Texas just a few months ago.
I mean, they just had their going away party. I mean, like 2 months ago, they were so excited about going back to Austin.
Kevin is described as a diehard Broncos fan, a good cook, and a people person with more friends than he could keep track of. According to Scott, Kevin leaves behind a loving partner of nearly a decade and her son, who Kevin took on as his own.
Taking care of that wonderful woman and helping raise that good kid.
Scott says he and Kevin shared many close friends, including one named George, who passed away several years ago. Scott says he's comforted knowing his 2 friends are together, but will miss him every day.
If you could say anything to Kevin right now, what would you tell your best friend?
I tell him to hug Georgie for him. I know they're both in a better place. We watched him pass. They're both my favorite people ever. But I know he's in a better place.
For KVUE News, I'm Natalie Haddad.